Hello and welcome to the live stream. I'm just checking to make sure that we are live everywhere. Okay, and we are. Wonderful. Okay, great. So welcome to this month's masterclass. I am going to hop right into it. So let me go ahead and pull up my slides. Today, we're going to be talking all about mastering marketing funnels. So funnels are something that I get asked all of the time about. And so I'm excited to dive into more detail with you today. Let's go ahead and review what we're actually going to be covering. We're going to learn why you need marketing funnels for your brand, the basics of marketing funnels, the secret to creating successful funnels within your business, and how to adapt marketing funnels to your brand. Because as we'll learn shortly, funnels work for every brand and you have to have them. So it's important to know how to adapt marketing funnels to your exact brand and offer. I'll also share my tools and tech recommendations to help you build your funnel, and we will also troubleshoot common funnel problems. At the end, there will be time for questions, and so if you have questions throughout this time together today, please leave them in the chat, the live chat, and I will answer them at the end. So let's learn why you need funnels in your business. Well, marketing funnels are one of the most dependable and replicable ways to generate revenue for your brand, meaning that they're the best way to generate revenue that is consistent and predictable, right? Everybody wants to know how much money their business is going to bring in every month, and funnels are a great way to know all the way through, you have this much traffic, you're getting this many leads, and so therefore you're going to end up with this many sales. And here's the secret about marketing funnels. They actually exist in every brand, whether you intentionally create one or not. So if you haven't set up a funnel for your brand, well, you still have one. And so the secret to success here is taking control of your marketing funnel and really intentionally building it out to make sure that you have a predictable, scalable, profitable way to generate revenue in your brand. And this is something that I had to learn the hard way. So I've been an entrepreneur for over a decade, but I really struggled to see success until I learned the power of the marketing funnel. When I actually took a passive funnel that I wasn't intentionally using and made it intentional, really working to maximize the return that I was getting, I went from making a few $1,000s per year in my business to making a few $100,000 per year. And using these marketing funnels, I've actually been able to generate over $50 million in client marketing revenue. I actually was so excited when I found out the power of funnels that I looked for a brand. I went on a quest to look for a brand where funnels wouldn't work. But what I found is that funnels work. Full stop. It doesn't matter the type of business, the product or service that you're offering. If you make a lot of money, if you make a little bit of money, funnels work across the board. Now, before we get into how to actually build a marketing funnel, the different steps and what have you, I want to make something very clear here, and that's the difference between marketing funnels and sales funnels. So, every brand, I don't care what product or service that you offer, if you're big or small, you need a marketing funnel. But not every brand needs a sales funnel. So, because not every brand needs a sales funnel, we won't be focusing on that today. But if you're like, well, do I need both? Here's the difference. A marketing funnel attracts and nurtures customers to warm them up for a purchase, while a sales funnel converts and closes your interested leads into paying customers, meaning that you're having a conversation face to face or over Zoom with a prospect and closing them in a sales process. So you can think of it as marketing brings people in and sales seals the deal. But here's the thing, with fewer brands offering live demos and sales calls, not everybody needs a sales funnel. And you can actually close, upsell, and cross sell prospects, which is something traditionally done in sales, you can do it all via marketing funnels. So if you don't have a sales funnel set up for your brand and you're not having conversations with people, you probably don't need one. But as you've seen, marketing funnels are a really powerful way to improve that revenue generation for your brand. Successful marketing funnels now, moving into actually building the funnel, they all have a few things in common. The first is a clear and compelling offer. The second is an intentional user journey. And the third is a strong follow up and nurture sequence. Let's look at each of those individually. The first is a clear and compelling offer, meaning your funnel needs to give someone a reason to take action. Whether you're offering a lead magnet or a free trial, limited time offer, you have to have a very clear value proposition that is aligned with what your audience needs. So you can ask yourself, why should someone say yes right now? And we'll go over some troubleshooting later, but this is something to keep in mind if you're finding that you have set up a funnel and people aren't resonating with what you're offering in a way that you had hoped, you're probably just speaking in a little bit of a different language. And so by asking yourself, why would somebody in my audience say yes right now? You have a really easy way to test to see if you have the right offer for your funnel. The next thing you need is an intentional user journey. Marketing funnels consist of two things: steps and stages. Steps are the individual actions that someone takes with your brand within a stage. So you see a new brand and they have a really cool product that you're interested in. So you look on their Instagram and then maybe you look up some Google reviews, you go to their website, you read more reviews. All of these things are the steps that someone would take with your brand before they make a purchase. Where the stages, which we will learn about shortly, are the ways that people move through your funnel and the different stages in the buying process that everybody goes through as they get ready to make a purchase. So, to put a little bow on that, it's impossible to predict the exact steps that someone will take with your business before buying with you. Maybe someone likes to read all of your blog posts while another person will never touch your blog and they'll stay on your social media. However, every buyer will move through the stages of making a purchase. They'll go from just learning about you all the way through to buying. And everybody does this, including you, including for really mundane purchases like buying an apple. So, it's really important that you treat both of the steps and stages differently when building your marketing funnel. Now, one of the ways that you can make this user journey even better for your prospects is by using natural and frictionless processes when it comes to all of your language and everything that you are offering within your funnel, right? You don't want to be selling an apple over here and a tractor on your Instagram, right? Somebody's going to say this doesn't add up. So this is where the power of a marketing ecosystem comes in when building your funnel, just making sure that that journey that somebody has with you is seamless no matter the steps that they're taking. So you can always ask yourself, how easy is it for someone to go from just learning about my brand to buying from me? You want to remove as much friction as possible and you want everything to feel supernatural. You will finally need a strong follow up and nurture sequence. So, unless you have an impulse purchase, meaning something that's very low ticket with a strong value proposition, you will need to nurture or follow up with your leads. Successful funnels build trust over time to keep customers engaged until they're ready to buy. So, one of the things you can ask yourself here to improve this third stage of a buyer funnel is, how am I staying in front of leads until they're ready to take the next step? Let's now look at those stages. I've talked about it a lot in those three core elements. And so here's what they are. You can see cold traffic comes in the top, and then as people move through, they get more warm to buying your offer. And then at the bottom, they make that purchase and enter something called customer lifecycle. On the right hand side, you can see the different stages: attention, interest, desire, and action. And so let's learn about each one of those now. Attention is where you grab your audience's focus and make them aware of your brand, product, or offer. At this stage, the goal isn't to sell, but it's to get someone to take notice of you and to pique their curiosity. This is often the first time somebody will be interacting or learning about your brand or your product or offer. And so your job is to just get them interested and then move them on to the interest portion of the marketing funnel, which is where you keep your audience engaged and make them want to learn more. At this stage, people are aware of your brand, but they need a compelling reason to stick around. So you can provide some education and talk to people more about their pain point than your solution in the interest phase, because this will help move them to desire, which is where you get people wanting your actual solution. So in interest, we maybe talk about the problem that they have. In desire, we're talking about here is the solution to your problem. So your goal here is to shift your prospect's mindset from this is interesting to I need this. You're getting them closer to taking an action and buying from you. Action is the stage where they actually take that next step. Usually, this is a purchase, but if you have a sales process, this could be booking a discovery call or signing up for your trial. And at this stage, your goal is really just to get someone to take that decisive action. So you want to be super clear, book now, purchase now, and really tell them what they need to do to take that next step with you. Now, this is where most people stop when it comes to a marketing funnel. However, because we're really smart entrepreneurs, we don't want to stop here. We also want to focus on customer life cycle when building our funnel, which is the stage that takes place after the purchase, right? We don't want to stop marketing to our existing customers. We want to nurture, retain, and engage our customers so they continue to make repeat purchases. And so at this stage, your goal is to keep your customers engaged, satisfied, and coming back. You can think of it as its own mini marketing funnel where now customers know of you, they have interest and desire, and have already taken an action, but you can continue to upsell and cross sell them after they've become a customer. Let's talk about adapting funnels to your business model. Now, some prospects may need a lot of time. They're going to check everything that you've done for your marketing and they're going to learn everything that you've written on your blog, while other people may not need as much information. And depending on your business model, if you're selling a t shirt, I need a lot less information than if I'm buying a tractor, right? I've never bought a tractor before. And so I need a lot more information before I make that purchase. So some prospects will move through your funnel quickly, while others will need more time. Let's look at an example here. We have two different types of businesses, a pelvic floor therapist and an online car dealership. And on the left hand side, you can see I have attention, interest, desire, and action, those stages of the marketing funnel that we just reviewed. And you can see here where each of these people need to spend more focus and effort and less focus and effort. So, somebody who's a pelvic floor therapist, this is something that's not very mainstream yet. And so this person would need to spend more time on this attention stage, getting people to learn about them and why their work is helpful to the problems that they're having. They will need to spend a normal amount of time on interest and desire. And actually, by the time that they've moved a prospective client all the way through, that person is bought in. They know that pelvic floor therapy is the solution for them. And so this therapist would need to spend less time here getting them to actually take an action, because by the time they get down here, they're already sold. Whereas if you're shopping online for a car, this dealership would need to do a normal amount of focus and attention and interest. They would need to spend less time actually on the desire, because usually when you're purchasing a car, you have a need. I have a new job and I need to get a nicer car, or my car broke down, so I need a new one fast. So there is a compelling need here for somebody to come to that online car dealership. They don't need to work on getting them interested in buying the car. However, they will need to spend a lot more time than the average business in them taking and getting someone to take action, right? If I'm buying a car online, I'm doing a lot of comparison shopping. So this person really needs to convince me why I should buy a car from them here and now, instead of looking at what their competitor has to offer. So you can see here, not only will people, move through the funnel in different rates for each of these, but the entrepreneurs themselves need to focus more time and effort in different parts of the funnel. And so this is key when adapting funnels to your business as well. You'll need to watch and see how people are moving through your entire funnel to learn where you need to spend a little bit more time and where you don't need to invest any more time. Now we're going to move on to actually building your marketing funnel. So there are 5 stages here when it comes to building a marketing funnel. The first is to create your winning offer. Because you're in business, I'm assuming that you already have a great offer. Maybe it needs a little bit of refinement, like we discussed earlier, but we won't cover that today. We also won't cover finding your ideal customer because, again, you're already in business. So I think you've already got these 2 figured out. But we will cover steps 3, 4, and 5, which are outlining the steps and stages in your funnel, building and automating your funnel, and testing, optimize, and scaling your funnel. So I have a resource for you here when it comes to actually building out your funnel. Let me go ahead and share this tab. This is a free resource. If you're watching within Marketing Accelerator, I'm going to post this immediately after the live stream. And if you're watching on YouTube, I will provide a link for you in the description where you can download this for free after we get off our call today. When it comes to mapping out your funnel, you have the different stages that we've reviewed here: attention, interest, desire, action, and customer lifecycle. And within each stage, I have not only the goal, but the different things that you need to know when you're building this out. So for attention, I've put in some information here about my fractional CMO services. So I market those services primarily on LinkedIn. So my marketing channel here is LinkedIn. Prospects at this stage, I'm normally working with founders who are doing a couple $1 million in revenue for fractional CMO services, and they are worried about their rising acquisition costs, and they want to know if what they're actually doing to grow their brand is working from a marketing perspective. And what they want to know is they need to hear solutions to their problems in their language. So founders on LinkedIn speak a very unique language. They use a lot of acronyms. They use a lot of brevity, meaning they want to hear like very short, sweet responses to their problems. And I also have here calls to action to get somebody to move to the next stage. So when you're thinking of a call to action, you might be thinking about like buy now or learn more, but we can use call to actions at every stage of our funnel to move people to that next stage. So for me, something like registering for my free office hours is a good one, or on LinkedIn, comment word for resource is like a great way to get leads. And so those are 2 call to actions that I use to move people from the attention to the interest stage. So I have this resource available to you. You can go ahead and make a copy for yourself. You can see here that I'm just in FigJam, which is free. So you'll be able to actually create all of these stages here for your own business and map out your funnel from top to bottom. The marketing channels are your steps, and then this helps you refine your language and your CTA. Let me go ahead and switch back to our slides. Okay. Now, moving on to how you'll actually build your funnel as far as the tools and tech that you'll use. When it comes to doing this, I have only one rule, and it's that done is better than perfect. So, the best tools to build your funnel are the ones that you'll actually use. So, don't wait until you have all a bunch of extra money to buy this fancy lead software or fancy funnel software. What you're already using probably works for building your funnel, and if you're missing one thing, like maybe you need an automation tool and so you can plug in Zapier and connect things, that is going to be the best way for you to get started building out your funnel. And we don't want to overcomplicate things. We want to just get something up, because the sooner you get a funnel up for your business, the sooner you can learn what's working and what's not. Meaning you can see, okay, people are interested in the product, but they need a little bit more education in the desire phase, and I need more call to action in the action phase. So you can find out immediately what is working well for your business and what's not. And I also have a resource here for you. Let me just make sure I'm showing the right tab. Okay. Which is the marketing funnel tech stack, including the resources that I recommend at each stage here. After the call, I am going to go ahead and link each of these for you to make it super easy so you know the exact tool that I'm recommending. But again, the best tools for you are the ones that you will actually use. Let's move on now to some common funnel problems and how to fix them. So maybe you've been listening to the front end of this presentation and you're like, yeah, I already have a funnel set up, but I'm having issues with mine. So we're going to talk about those now. There are three common issues that I see when working with clients. The first is a high bounce rate, meaning you're getting traffic, but you're not getting leads. The second is a low conversion rate, meaning you're getting leads, but you're not getting sales. And then the third is just a general statement that I've heard that my funnel's not bringing in the right people. So you could see that several places throughout the funnel, but we'll talk about how to fix each of those now. When you get traffic but no leads, you have a landing page problem. So, generally speaking, a funnel will take traffic from your marketing channels, send them to a landing page where they'll become a lead, and then you'll go ahead and nurture them in your email sequence, and then they will make a purchase. So, this is a landing page problem. And you may have weak or unclear offers on your landing page, meaning that, they're just not compelling enough. People aren't going to take that next step with you because they don't know the value is there. And that can also be caused by bad messaging. So if they don't feel like the value is there, then maybe you're not speaking deep enough to your prospects' pain points. It could also come from a poor user experience. If you don't have a very clear action for somebody to take at the top with buttons throughout your page, if your layout or design is confusing or hard to look at, this can also cause your traffic to bounce, meaning they come to your page and then they leave. When it comes to fixing this problem, you can optimize your landing page copy with stronger headlines, meaning that you're just really honing in on their pain point and positioning your next step as the solution to that pain point. You need to use consistent calls to action throughout your landing page. So, this is something that I see people um, really using different calls to actions throughout their landing page, even some marketing educators. So you want to use the same call to action in, except for maybe in the bottom module, you can change up your call to action all the way down at the bottom of your landing page. But you should, generally speaking, have one call to action so people know the exact step that they need to take, and you're not confusing them by changing up the language that's being shown on your buttons. You want to make sure that your offer clearly solves their problem, and you want to highlight some clear benefits for them on the landing page. You also want to make sure that you're designing for readers, skimmers, and viewers. These are the three different archetypes of people who will actually visit your landing page. So, readers want to read everything that you have. They will read not only your bolded headlines, but they're going to read all of the text. If you just put a pair, like just pages of text on your landing page, they would read every bit of it. Skimmers, on the other hand, would never do that. They're going to look at your headlines. They're going to look at any bold bullet points that you have called out on your page. They're maybe going to click through some images if you have them, read your reviews, and that's all they need to make their decision. Viewers like to look at all of your images, view all of your product demo videos. They really want to take in all of the information that they need visually. And generally speaking, these three archetypes do not overlap. And so if you're not speaking in these three different languages, you're only speaking in one, well, you're missing out on 2/3 of that traffic that you could otherwise be capitalizing on. So you want to make sure that you're designing your landing pages for each of those people. The other thing that you want to do is remove distractions. One of the best ways that I've been able to improve conversion rates on client landing pages is simply by making them shorter. And that's because a lot of landing pages have a lot of unnecessary information on them. And when you strip away that unnecessary information, you're actually removing distractions and making the remaining information much more powerful. So you want to make sure that you have enough length on your landing page to give the information that somebody needs to make that next step with you, but you don't want to add any more information than that. So your job is to find that sweet spot. What is the perfect length and information on that landing page? Let me take a quick sip of my water. All right, let's look at the problem of low conversion rates, meaning you're getting leads, but you're not getting sales. This is caused by nurture problems. So somebody landed on the landing page, you spoke to them in their language, and they learned the value that your offer has, and they took that next step with you. But as we already discussed, people need a little bit more time to make that decision. So this is where nurture comes in. So if you're getting a lot of leads but no sales, what you want to make sure that you have is a clear series of events for somebody to take with you while they're learning about making that purchase. So, making sure that you have follow up. A welcome sequence is a great way to automate this. You can also use emails or retargeting ads. If you want to reach people who have become a lead, but maybe the open rates are low, you can use retargeting ads. Or if you have messaging that lacks urgency and personalization, you can go ahead and make sure that you're doing that. I kind of combined these slides, so let me make sure that I didn't miss anything. Yeah, adding urgency is a good one. So, messaging that lacks urgency or personalization, actually having both is key. Making sure that you're segmenting your email list subscribers to make sure that you're talking to them in their language, and adding urgency, meaning a reason for them to purchase with you now instead of waiting 6 months down the road. Is there any sort of limited time bonus that you can provide? Are there any personalized offers that you can provide to someone? Is there any real urgency that exists in your business? So for me, because I'm a consultant, I have a real cap on the hours that I can work every week. I mean, even if I worked every hour of the day, I could still only work with so many clients. And so when somebody joins my fractional CMO email sequence, I'm uh, forthright with my availability. If I only have one spot, I say I only have a one spot available, and so that gives them a real reason to consider if now is the right time to work with me, so that they can be prepared to take that next step. And then the third common problem that I see is that your funnel isn't bringing in the right people. Now, this is caused by targeting issues. So, if you're feeling like, people are coming into your funnel, they're turning into a lead, they're reading all of your emails, but they're engaging with them, you're having sales calls with them, but they're just like not the right fit, then you need to work on your targeting. So this could be caused by targeting that's too broad, or maybe if you're a very high ticket provider or you have a very high ticket product, freebies probably isn't a great alignment with you, because if you're sending out a freebie, they might want something that's more affordable than what you can offer. So you want to make sure that all of the incentives are in alignment there anytime you're offering something for free. The other thing that could be causing this is messaging that doesn't filter for the right customer type. So I worked with a med spa that shared a lot of like injector behind the scenes. And what that attracted was a lot of other medical injectors instead of a lot more clients. And so you want to make sure that you're sharing the right information to attract people to your brand. So what we were able to do is adjust the messaging for that client where they were showing before and afters, speaking to the concerns that somebody would have before going into the med spa. Like, will Botox make me look crazy? Or, I feel like I could use more volume in my lips, but I don't want them to look unnatural. So we spent a lot of time readjusting their messaging, and we brought in a lot more customers and actually increased bookings via Instagram alone by 150% for them within a very short time just by adjusting the messaging. So, to resolve this issue, if you're having this, you can refine any ad targeting. If you are using ads, you can make lead magnets that are more aligned with your offer instead of generic freebies. And you can use qualifying questions in your funnel to filter out unfit leads. So, if you're seeing that you're getting a lot of spam or you're having a lot of like low intent people coming through your funnel, you can add a couple more questions in your lead form, and that will filter out anybody who doesn't want to fill those out, right? Your conversion rate will go down, but at the end of the day, you might get higher quality leads. Okay, let's move on to marketing funnel FAQs. And I'm going to have Mitch send any questions that have come through and we'll answer those at the end. But beforehand, I did ask what the comment or what questions that you have about funnels. And so these are a few of those. The first question is, how do I know if my funnel is working? And here's the thing, when even if you haven't intentionally set up a funnel, you already have one in your business that's already working. Now, the question could it be working better or is it working well? And the way that you know this is by setting up data and dashboards for your brand. You can actually visualize each step of your funnel to see where people are dropping off. And that way, okay, so I'm getting a lot of traffic to the landing page and that's converting pretty well. But during the nurture phase, we're seeing a lot of people who are unsubscribing and becoming unengaged. When you see that, you know that that is where you can focus to improve your funnel. And so, what I want to advise here is that you always try to look for those opportunities, even if you feel like your funnel is working well. The next question is, how many steps should my funnel have? And this depends, right? Because we cannot predict the number of steps or the types of steps that somebody is taking within each stage of your funnel. And so, using the data that you have in your dashboards, you'll know where you maybe need to add more steps. If you're getting a lot of engagement on your Instagram, for example, and you're seeing that they're going to your landing page, but they're not really getting the information that they need, you can either add more information to your landing page or spend more time on Instagram educating those prospects before they go to your landing page so they have a clearer understanding of what you're actually offering there. So the number of steps depends on each funnel and the unique buyer journey that your brand is providing for prospects. And so there's not one answer for this question. The next question is, what are the best ways to drive traffic to my funnel? Now, if you don't have a funnel set up for your brand, I'm guessing that you are either trying to hit six figures or you're working to surpass that six-figure mark. So, if you're a brand in that stage, then the best way to drive traffic to your funnel is by using organic channels, meaning social media, blog posts, any marketing that you don't actively have to pay for, like you would a Facebook or Instagram ad or ads on any other platform. That's really something that once you're starting to scale now into the mid six and getting into seven figures, then you can start introducing paid traffic. So the best way to drive traffic to your funnel is organic. So focus on the social media platforms that are providing the best traction for your brand. If you're watching in Marketing Accelerator, we're actually going to have an entire module on knowing which marketing channel is best for you, and that will be coming out very soon. So if this is something that you're actively working to figure out for your brand, just rest tight. That'll be in the membership very soon. The next question is, what kind of offers work best in a funnel? And again, this varies based on your brand or the product or service that you offer and your price point. I know, actually just had a great chat with someone on my podcast who doesn't offer any freebies in her brand. And so her offer is actually her full paid product. Whereas for me, my offer as I'm building out my value ladder is a free offer. It's Marketing Accelerator, and it's designed to help entrepreneurs scale to their first six figures and really nail their marketing foundations. And so the best offer for your brand could be paid, could be free. What I would advise you here is that you really listen to what your customers and prospective customers are asking for and see how you can work that into an offer for your funnel. So maybe somebody, if you are somebody who offers SEO services, maybe instead of doing an SEO audit, you do a content audit to make sure that everything that they're doing on their website ladders up to an SEO strategy. And that's something that you could do relatively quickly and easily. Or you could offer an SEO checklist if you have an education product. So, really understand what somebody needs at each stage of your funnel and see how your offer can work its way into your funnel and whether it makes sense for it to be free or paid. The next question is, what is a good conversion rate for a funnel? And again, you may be catching on to a trend here, which is it depends based on your industry, based on your niche, your price point. And so I cannot give you a number that's right for you. What you could do is look up industry benchmarks. However, when it comes to conversion rates, there's always something that you can do to improve your conversion rate. So we want to make sure that we have our data set up. We're seeing what our conversion rate is in our funnel, meaning the number of people who land on your landing page and become a lead, and the number of people who became leads who then become customers. Those are both conversion rates that you want to track. And you can continue to improve those conversion rates over time. So making sure that you have a great source of data is key here. And you never want to be satisfied with your conversion rate, even if you think it's good. The next question is, how often should I tweak or rebuild my funnel? Now, I always advise clients go through their entire funnel top to bottom like you're a new customer at least once a quarter. Better once a month if you just set a recurring calendar notification for you and block off, 30 minutes a month to go through this to make sure that nothing is broken. So act like you're a new customer. Are you getting the right information from your different social media channels? Are your calls to action clear? When you go to the landing page and you fill out the form, are you getting all of the emails that you're supposed to be getting? And during this quality analysis that you do every month, you will find things that you naturally want to tweak. Oh, well, we updated some of this messaging, so I'll go ahead and change that now. Oh, we're no longer offering this product, so we need to take that out of the third email and make sure that we're talking about something else. So by going through your funnel regularly, you will find those opportunities to tweak your funnel. When it comes to rebuilding your funnel, I wouldn't really advise it unless you're moving to a new software. Getting your funnel built is generally a one-time thing, and you can build more funnels as you offer more products and services, but you should never really need to completely rebuild your funnel top to bottom. Okay, so that was all of the questions. I will stay on for just another minute if any more questions come through. But the two free resources that we went over today, the marketing funnel map and my tech recommendations, are available to you for free within Marketing Accelerator. So if you're watching on YouTube, this is the URL that you can go to get those. And I'm going to post them in there immediately after we wrap the call. All right. And I'm not seeing any additional questions come through. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you very soon.